Hi, my name's Lee, and today I'm going to talk about our Green Feathers wireless bird box camera. As you can see, it's a pretty small camera, smaller than the size of a matchbox. It should be able to fit into any sort of size bird box. I'm just going to show you a couple of little features on it. So we've got the aerial here. You will find that the lens is here. Don't forget there's a lens cap as well. Quite often we get calls from customers saying, I can't see anything, it's very dark in my box. Please do, just take it off. And around the back here, you've got a very small microphone, which is just here. And then just underneath this little rubber grommet, you'll find that there is some dip switches. They will control the channel that the camera's on. The bracket, which is here, got two little securing screws either side. They are a little bit fiddly, our apologies. Because it's such a small camera, it needed the small screws. And as you can see on the bracket, there's a central securing screw as well. So you just need a little self-tapper, something like that. Alternatively, you could always use a drawing pin. I've used a drawing pin myself, surprisingly good and really, really easy to then fix. As you can see here, the lens has a very small thread. That enables you to focus the camera. This will focus anything down to around about 2 inches, up to around about 3-4 foot. You can twist it anti-clockwise and clockwise. Please make sure that you focus the camera when it's in the bird box. I've used a playing card on the bottom. The lens itself has a special coating on it for anti-glare, so you'll find that will help with reflections and so forth off the bottom of the box if your box is varnished. Hopefully not. And there's a little trailing lead here. So it is a wireless bird box camera, but the trailing lead is basically where the camera gets its power from. So you can power the camera in a couple of different ways. Obviously the most popular way is to plug it directly into a power supply, which I have here. So the power supply comes with 3 meters of cable. If you need longer than 3 meters, let's say if you're not putting it on your garage or it's going on a shed and the camera and the power supply is a distance away, then we do sell an extension lead. We sell this in 3 different lengths, 5, 10 and 20 meters. And that will quite simply just daisy chain straight into the little connectors here. Plug in here, and then the other end will plug in here, as you can see. And so in total, if you've got a 5 meter cable, that's 8 meters. If you've got a 10 meter cable, that's 13 meters. And if you've got a 20 meter extension cable, that's 23 meters, because we're taking into account the cable that's here. So if we go back to the original setup, and we plug this into here. The alternative is if you haven't got a power supply within 20 meters of the camera, you can either look at going for a wired bird box camera instead, which we will sell up to around about 50 meters of cable, or alternatively we sell a battery pack, which will just plug directly into here. Again, I'd probably still go with a 5 meter extension cable. It then just gives you enough cable to run the cable down to the ground level, put it inside of a waterproof box, and then you can turn it on and off whenever you want to watch the camera. The receiver, which you can see here, this has 4 little lights on it. 1, 2, 3 and 4, that's because it has 4 selectable channels. The camera itself, as I mentioned earlier, has also 4 selectable channels. You will find here that there is a little number on the bottom of the camera. That is the default channel the camera is set to when it comes straight out of the box. And then on the receiver, there is a little dip switch, or a little slidey switch. Select one of your 4 cameras. I say one of your 4 cameras. That means that if you wanted to, you could have up to 4 wireless bird box cameras with the 1 receiver, and then depending on which camera you'd like to watch, you just slide it across. So in this case, it's set to 3, so I'm going to pop this on 3 as well. You'll find the light on the front also goes to 3. So on the back here, we have the power in. We have 2 audio outputs and we have 2 video outputs as well. And then there's an aerial here. Obviously you can move that around. We find it's best to have it pointing up. Some people find pointing at the camera itself. If you're passing the signal through walls, you will find the signal reduces. That depends upon the thickness of the walls. We say a 50 meter unobstructed clear line of sight. We have had customers that have gone further than 50 meters. We have had customers that struggle to get through 3 or 4 walls. So the fewer the obstacles between the camera and the receiver, the better. So let me just show you a little bit about the setup. So the other thing that comes in the box is the AV cable. So in this case, that is basically white is audio, yellow is video. On your TV, you'll find there's a yellow, red and white connection. and we'll talk about that in a second. So I'm just going to plug the yellow into audio 1. Now audio 1 is because the camera has got a microphone, so you will hear and see what's going on, and I'm just going to plug it into video 1 as well. And then obviously the power supply needs to plug in. Now you will find the power supply for the receiver is a different size to the power supply for the camera. As you can see, this one here is a 1.3mm jack, this one here is a 2.1mm jack. I mentioned that because we sell extensions cables, and the one that you need for the camera is the 1.3mm one. So we're just going to pop that in here, and then this will then plug into the mains power supply. The lead here then plugs directly into the TV. So as I mentioned earlier, you've got the yellow, white and red phono connections. You plug that into the yellow one, that one into the white one. We don't plug anything into the red because this is a mono camera, it's not stereo, and it has one speaker. If you don't have a yellow, white and red phono connection, then quite often you'll have a SCART connector, and a lot of modern TVs now have got a headphone connector which will split into yellow, white and red, and that would have come with your TV originally. Now, as I mentioned earlier, there are 2 video outputs and there are 2 audio outputs. So that means with this particular system, you can, if you wanted to, plug it into your TV, or you could plug it into a PC, but you will need an additional device. That is this here. So everything that I've shown you thus far comes with a set apart from the extension lead. This is a USB adapter. It comes with a little bit of software that will work on a PC or a Mac. We sell 2 versions of this. If you need a Mac one, please make sure that you're on the Mac product. It's a slightly different color, I think it's white. As you can see here, we got the yellow, white and red phono connections. And you would plug the receiver here into the yellow and also into the white, as you can see there. And then the other end of this would go directly into your PC via USB. The software that goes on your PC, that can be that's available from our website, which will be on the inside of the box. It means then if you use a Mac or you use a PC and you don't have a disk drive, that's no problem. The software can be easily downloaded. Also, the great thing about it as well is we will update the software on the website, so you've always got the latest version. And in here is we have the instruction manual, which basically talks through everything that I've mentioned. Tells you ideal positions to set up your bird box, where to ideally set up your camera. It's got some wiring instructions as well. So this system is really, really simple to set up. It's not complicated. And that is everything that you need, all included in the box to get your system up and running, unless you need an extension lead or the battery. Thank you so much for watching our video. We really appreciate it. If you need any more help or support, please go to our website and just click on the help icon on the top. My name's Lee. Thank you for watching.